Will leaving Newt Gingrich and Rick Perry off the Republican presidential ballot take away the rights of voters in the March primary? One conservative group says yes, and they're getting help from an unlikely source. Former Democratic Party Chairman Paul Goldman agrees with the citizens for the Republican. He believes that an honest and fair election can't take place after what happened in the Republican petition process. Mr. Goldman, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Now, you argue that this isn't so much to benefit the candidates like Rick Perry and Newt Gingrich, but the voters. How do you make that argument?
Well, it's the franchise, the vote. The primary is held to allow Republicans, in this case, to vote for their favorite candidate, and hopefully that candidate will go on to win the nomination. It's their right to choose, and what's happened in Virginia, we've sort of totally taken it away, and hopefully I can show, after I do a little bit more research and talk to the people, that there's some flaws in this process that we ought to seriously consider about changing right now.
And you're saying before the March 6th primary takes place?
That's correct. I mean, this is no academic exercise. I think there are things we should do, can do, must do before the March primary.
Now, these rules were set pretty far in advance. The candidates knew what they had to do to get on the ballot, and some just didn't make the mark. Some didn't even choose to get into this. Why do you think you should now come in and for all intents and purposes, bail them out?
Well, because it wouldn't be me bailing them out. Look, it's the public. You have to look at this as not for the candidates. It's not for the parties. It's for the people. It's the people's right to vote. It's their franchise, and you shouldn't set up a system where they're effectively disenfranchised. And you have a lot of credible candidates here, and Mr. Gingrich, for instance, is the leader in the polls. And so you have a process that produces a completely unfair result, unjust to the average voter. Now, I know what people say, well, that's the way it is, we'll fix it in 2016. I'm not that kind of guy. I mean, we ought to fix it now. Why do we always kick the ball, the can down the road? Now's the time to fix it in a bipartisan way.
So shouldn't there be some standard, though, to get on the ballot? My guess is that you want to loosen the standards up to make it easier to get ballot access, which there's some merit to that. But one of the things Virginia prides itself on is that it is a difficult process, and you need to get signatures from all over the Commonwealth in order to get on the ballot. Are you saying that it should be easier? And how do you make that decision as to how difficult it is to get on a ballot?
Good questions. But I haven't really said, have I? Don't presume.
Right.
And I think by tomorrow afternoon, I'll be ready after I've done enough of the talking to people. You know, I've talked to the State Board today, State Board of Elections, to try to find out just exactly what goes on. I talked to the Democratic Party. I talked to the Republican Party, the people who actually looked at the petitions. What exactly are you doing? What are you thinking? I've got to talk to a few more people, but I think by tomorrow afternoon, I think I can show to the people of Virginia that we have a reason to change this now.
All right. Paul Goldman, we'll look forward to what you discover tomorrow, and we appreciate you being on, sir.
My pleasure.
All right.
Take care.